Alright y'all, so I made this voiceover after editing the entire video, so I'm going to try and get this all out before the limited b-roll that I have ends. So to start off, this video is not going to be for everybody. This Reshade setup caters to those who want a true fantasy look, namely those using the Carian Combo mod such as myself. Before we begin, if you are already using Reshade, go ahead and uninstall it and its effects from Elden Ring, then head over to reshade.me to pick up the newest version with full add-on support. This is very important, guys. Now lastly, and I promise this is lastly, I am not 100% sure that I even did this correctly, and before you click off the video, give me the chance to explain myself further in. I say this in case the mod author sees it and is thinking, this is not at all how it's supposed to look. Maybe it is. All I know is upon installing both the included files on the Reshade mod page, I got a different effect. With that being said, let's not waste any more time. Okay, first things first, as I mentioned in the intro, but I'm going to say it again because I can't stress it enough. If you have Reshade currently installed on Elden Ring, please go ahead and uninstall it. To do this, we're going to go into the game folder, delete pretty much anything related to Reshade, as you see me doing here. The logs, the configuration. I'm going to go ahead and do the shaders as well, the shader togglers. I'm just going to delete that. Next, what you're going to do, open up the Reshade, click on Elden Ring, make sure you select the 10, 11, 12 renderer. And for here, I'm going to click uninstall Reshade and its effects. It's going to not even take a second since I already deleted everything out of the folder for it. Now head over to reshade.me, scroll down, and you'll see here there's the download for Reshade 6.20 or whatever the newest version is. And just below it, you'll see the full add-on support. Make sure you do this one. This is the one we need. A very big disclaimer, okay? As you can see here, this build of Reshade is intended for single player games only and may cause ban in multiplayer games. And I've seen this in a couple of other places as well. Do not use this if you are worried at all about that. I'm using it for Elden Ring and I play seamless co-op, which does not use the actual anti-cheat. Please continue at your own risk. I did want to let y'all know this though. Now we're going to go and navigate to eldenring.exe, click next. Make sure we select Microsoft DirectX 10, 11, 12. Now for this, we're just going to select Suite Effects. You want to make sure this one is checked, and you want to make sure all these sub boxes are checked as well. It should be by default, but I've had times where you click the box and for some reason all the sub boxes are not checked, and you will not have those effects loaded. You're going to have errors. Just make sure, like I said, it should be by default. Just Suite Effects is the only one you need. And now it's going to bring you to the selection for your add-ons. Now we actually need a couple of these add-ons. You're going to need the Shader Toggler by Otis, as well as the Reshade Effect Shader Toggler. These are the only two you're going to need. You're going to simply click next. You now have Reshade installed successfully. You can open it up. We don't have the preset just yet, so I'm not going to open it up just yet. We're going to move on to the actual Reshade. So this is going to be the actual Reshade that I'm using. Now you're going to notice in these screenshots, it looks different from what I'm working with. Now there's a reason for this. As I mentioned, I'm not 100% sure I did it correctly. There are two files here. You have a main file, which is 50.2 megabytes, and it's a shader. I'm assuming this is required. And I did test both files at the same time. I just was not a fan of the effect that I got. I went ahead and installed just the ER update and tweaked very minor things and managed to achieve the effect that I have here. So if you want the effect that I have in this video, we're just going to be downloading the M97 for ER update. Alright, so I have my Volition M97 for ER update here. You're going to double click update 1.1 and you want to drag this entire folder into your game folder where the Reshade files are. So you see the Reshade shaders that we installed. You also see the Reshade preset configuration settings file, Reshade Effect Shader Toggler. I'm not going to keep going on. You want to drag this into that folder where the Elden Ring is. That's where you want it. Now we've effectively installed the Reshade. So the last thing we're going to be doing is the HUD changes. The first thing you're going to install is this right here, Minimal HUD, Customizable. And you want to make sure you download the second option here, Base Mod plus Compact HUD. Then you're going to head over to My HUD Tweaks for Minimal HUD with Compact HUD. This is going to overwrite a couple of the aspects of the mod that you just installed. Now don't worry, Carian does not use a menu folder, so feel free to just drag this over, and if you don't like it, you can actually delete the entire menu folder later on. And once you have those downloaded, we're going to open up the Minimal HUD 2 and make sure that we do option 1. For some reason, option 2 seems to be bugged. I don't know if Again, I did something wrong, but could not get exclamation points off of my screen for some reason. Now we're gonna double click Mod Engine 2 mod and drop the menu file into this folder here. Now open up the My HUD Tweaks and do the same thing, and we are effectively done at that point. So now we're going to go ahead and launch Elden Ring. Now when you first boot up Elden Ring after installing Reshade correctly, it's going to send you through a tutorial. This is totally optional. You can skip through it or go through it if you're unfamiliar. As of right now, we do not have the Reshade selected just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to click this drop down right here, double click on Reshade presets. There it is, the folder, not the INI. Double click Eden Volition, press Eden Volition Vivid INI, select, and it's going to load it up. So now you can see we have just a small number of effects here. I have a couple of things selected for the effect that I have. So we're going to check the box Technicolor 2. We're going to check the box Fake HDR. We're going to check the box AMD Fidelity FX Contrast Adaptive Sharpening. If you have it, I'm on an AMD graphics card, so of course I have it. And that is pretty much all that y'all need. Literally no adjusting whatsoever. And we're gonna boot up in the game here. And this is what we have. So we have our Reshade installed successfully. It's looking nice, it's looking vibrant, colors are popping, and our HUD is a lot more compact as well. And literally everywhere in the game, in my opinion, just looks fantastic with this. Now you might have noticed in the B-roll that I had playing in the intro, there are a couple of bonus features that I have yet to have touched on with y'all. So if you remember when we installed Reshade, the whole purpose of us installing the full add-on support version was so that we could get the 2 add-ons. I'm going to show you the additional 2 bonus, mods that are going to, finalize everything. These are completely optional. You don't even need these. And I guess, to be honest, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but if you're opting not to use these, you really don't need the full add-on support. You can just simply download the regular version of Reshade and follow the tutorial up to, this point. But moving on, like I said, completely optional. I'm going to show you anyway. It's going to be the Elden Ring HUD toggle mod right here. And conveniently, it looks like he included the Shader Toggler add-on 64 as well. However, we don't need that since we already installed the add-on inside Reshade itself. So once you download this, you're just going to drag this into your game folder, as well as Reshade UI Masker. Simply drop this INI into the game folder as well. Just to be safe, and for people who are unfamiliar, I'm gonna go ahead and just show y'all as an example. This is the game folder where the Elden Ring EXE is, where we've been putting mostly everything regarding Reshade. As you can see, once again, the Reshade folder's here. Simply take the Shader Toggler INI and drag it in here. I already have it, so I'm not gonna do it. And do the same for the Reshade Effect Shader Toggler. Go ahead and just confirm as well that you do have the Reshade Effect Shader Toggler add-on 64 as well as the Shader Toggler add-on 64. So I just want to show you what we've actually done. We've booted up Elden Ring now. We still have our Reshade. We still have the changes that we made to the HUD and the additional bonus changes I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to bring up the Reshade overlay. Essentially what we've done is mask all of the UI to where it won't be affected by the Reshade. So if I click, for example, border, which is something I like to use, if I increase this value, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to do something ridiculous like 3.040. And as you can see, it looks absolutely stupid, but the HUD itself is not affected. Now the next thing we've done, we're going to click on the add-ons here. So what you'll notice when you click on the add-ons tab, you can see both of the add-ons that you added. So when you click on the add-ons tab, you'll notice that you can see both of the add-ons. Go ahead and click the drop down arrow, or try the best you can, I guess, if yours is also doing this, and change this keybind to whatever you want. This is going to be the keybind that toggles the HUD on and off. That's the last bonus feature. Like I said, both of these features are totally optional. If you do not want them, you could have totally turned off the video by now. You really don't need to have gone this far. So now when I close my overlay and press the keybind, my HUD goes off and you have yourself a quite cinematic view here. I like to personally toggle this when I'm fighting against bosses and I know my health is good. Other than that, I do just simply turn it back on. Anyways guys, that is the complete guide. I just wanted to include those last 2 bonus features since that's what I'm personally running. Let me know what y'all think about this Reshade, and I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you.